Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the most overpowered new Harlowe build in Borderlands 4. This is pretty powerful because we're able to get the ultimate Vault Hunter 7 time and clear and get the platinum here against Subjugator and Thol the Invincible. What's crazy about this is there are some very powerful new weapons that make the most out of Harlowe's kit here, which I'll be showing off in this video. I'm currently using the new Constable shotgun here, which is pretty insane with this particular setup. As you can see here, we are shredding through Thol the Invincible here, and the best part about this is we have a counter for every single thing in the game. So with this build, you're able to just shred everything. And we have the new change to our group study here, which lets us actually get it, and it stays out of our vision, so we're not going to be blinded by this. So what's crazy about this build too is the fact that we're able to just counter every single thing in the game and consistently get the ultimate Vault Hunter 7 time for platinum here against Subjugator and Thol the Invincible. So with this build, I'll be showing you how to make the most of this kit and also how to get the infinite crit set up here that Harlowe is known for with her particular build. So I think that this is particularly one of the strongest builds that is in the game currently, and it's only going to keep getting better and better as the level cap increases later in the fall. But I want to post an updated build here for Harlowe, as I think she has one of the easiest clears against Subjugator and Thol the Invincible, so I want to give an update on that. She gets her action skill back immediately, and what's great about this is you can actually get your action skill back quick for your teammates as well, so it's very powerful. We got the second win there and also got ourselves the platinum time. Funny enough, that's what happened and actually locked me out of getting Ultimate Vault Hunter 7 for cash, but you saw it there, Ultimate Vault Hunter 7, and we got platinum. And there are much better ways to even do this. I'm not even using a perfect setup because I got submachine gun damage and status effect damage here, and I was using shotguns. But I will be showing all the new weapons here because there are some really fun new ones. Even the Herald, which I know a lot of people aren't a huge fan of, is honestly not that bad on this setup. And I'll be taking you through the leveling guide for this build from levels 1 all the way through to 60 here now, just in case you're starting off from the game at the beginning. But what's great about this build is the fact that we're able to just clear everything. We're a great teammate if you're playing with multiple people, and we're powerful solo as well. So starting off at level 1 here, momentum, whenever we entangle an enemy, extra critical hit damage. We get infinite crits, we want this skill. After that, we're then going to come down and take neutron decay, because when we irradiate an enemy, we get an increase in gun damage, and this can stack up to 50% extra damage. We're also going to grab resonant cascade here. Whenever we deal radiation damage to an enemy, we gain increased action skill damage. Now you don't need to take this, you alternatively can go with creative overflow. We get increased gun damage based on our overshield. Whichever of these you're going to take, you're going to put the remaining 2 points into confirmative reality. This is crazy because when we entangle an enemy, we and all of our allies gain a portion of their action skill cooldown. It's only 1%, but that actually scales up really quickly when you use things like shotguns and fast fire weapons. You can basically get your action skill back immediately, so we can constantly keep helping out our team. After this, we do need to take 1 point into excited state here. To put this all together, 1 point of excited state, 1 point in, or taking the nuclear winter augment, which whenever we're inside our flux generator, we get bonus damage. This bonus damage counts as action skill damage, which triggers our excited state to give ourselves infinite crits. After this, I like to go with Harlowe's certainty principle. This is mostly so we get critical funding, but this gives you a 50% extra gun handling, so you're less likely to miss your shots. And then with that, we can then take critical funding. So critical hits will give us our ammo back. This gives us infinite ammo. There are some very tough, like this particular new fight here, where you're going to run out of ammo on many other builds. This doesn't run out of ammo. It gives you ammo back. It is crazy. After that, we're then going to take Meltdown, because this will give us bonus radiation damage on critical hits. So we get a crit, we get our ammo back, we apply radiation damage, this triggers neutron decay. It is pretty crazy. After that, we're going to take one of Harlowe's best skills, Decoherence. So we get increased damage with all sources to entangled enemies. Bonus damage again is really nice because it'll take, if we have 50% increase to our gun damage, it takes those extra damage. There's a class mod, the Reactor class mod, where you can use this, and it is really crazy on that because the Reactor class mod will actually give you 5+ points into this, which further stacks the damage quite a bit. After that, I like to continue on over onto this side. So we're going to max out our excited state because critical hit damage is just really good on this particular setup. We're going to take 1 point into accretion here. This gives you lifesteal against entangled enemies. Only 1 point's really necessary because the damage we do is so high. Any more is not that great compared to the distributive function whenever our action skill damages an enemy, portion of our allies, and her at shield capacity. This also gives overshield. So again, we're amazing when playing with others because we give them their action skill back and we give them overshield. It's crazy. With that, we're going to take the group study. So this completes the build here, because with group study, we spawn Halo sidekicks for each ally. So these will home in and follow them, increasing our gun damage, fire rate, and reload speed. What's nice about this is it's going to follow us around, give us the infinite crits, and they just patched this to make it so that it doesn't get in your vision. I just want to make a little note on this though. You do have to double jump sometimes for the infinite crits to work. So sometimes you do have to bounce around in order to get yourself into this at the first. So whenever you toss it out, just make a habit of tossing it and double jumping. That's kind of the flow to this now. But after that's all said and done, I like to take latent charge, dealing bonus damage with guns, melee attacks, and action skills while we have overshield. The more overshield, the greater the bonus. Again, we get overshield like really easily. We have 9 points left over, so we can put 1 point into runaway reaction. We get increased status effect chance, and whenever we apply a status effect, it'll become entangled. So constantly entangling to get our life steal and all these other abilities. Now with our remaining 8 points, you can take from the red skill tree Cyclotron to get a fire rate increase, and then take Elementary for the increased elemental and status effect damage. That is quite nice, but we can stick in this skill tree and take Resonant Cascade, so when we deal radiation damage, we get increased action skill damage that stacks up. So we constantly will be doing radiation damage thanks to Meltdown, so these two will always be stacking. And I like to put for our final 5 points into Refraction. So her and her allies gain increased ricochet chance against entangled enemies. Critical hits will double this chance. Ricochets have reduced damage. So this is crazy because it's a 30% chance. We're always going to be critically hitting, so that's 60% chance. And then it does half the damage. So we're great for mobbing now at this point. Harlowe's green skill tree is just so very powerful. Combined together with the Phlebotomist class mod, if you don't have the DLC, that's okay, because there's many others that are actually better for this. I just particularly like this one because it can give you that increased Cyclotron fire rate, but it comes with rolls into the unstable isotope. With this, you deal bonus cryo damage with all sources, and this is a kill skill, so we get our cryo damage on top of it, which can freeze enemies. And it's funny because when we have our nuclear winter, we can get bonus radiation or cryo, so we got a lot of extra bonus damage. It combines together very nicely. But if you want to maximize the damage, there's actually a base game one, the Flux Reactor here. Whenever you use this, it gives you points into decoherence, which again is one of our best damage scaling skills. And this will also give you, they did nerf this recently, but it can give you increased movement speed, gun damage, fire rate, reload speed, and status effect duration. So that is also quite nice. But even roll with the Phlebotomist, this is super good too. There is the new class mod that just released, the Plasma Field, but this is more for the blue skill tree. It doesn't really fit this very well. Now the Watts for Dinner shield is just the best in slot. Any damage shields are great. Protein cells, same thing. If you're mobbing, use the fireworks because those will hunt down enemies and it's crazy powerful. The Super Soldier is also quite nice. Despite getting a nerf to the ability to generate our heavy ordnance, we don't need that because we get infinite heavy ordnance anyways. But I like the Super Soldier just because of the fire rate, but my personal preference, Watts for Dinner. I have the amp version, but even a siphon works great on this, and no particular role is needed because we deal so much damage without. Now for our enhancement, I just have this one because the gun critical hit damage increase. This is more so for Torg weapons, so this actually buffs up the Herald quite a bit, but this also buffs up Shalashaska and Scoot and Shoot if you use those weapons. My personal preference though is anything Jacobs related. I like the bounce pass. Guns with Jacobs ricochets will get an increase 1 to their ricochet amount. That is pretty crazy because it's good for mobbing, and especially against the new bosses, it helps against the Thol in particular, who has a lot of mobs that get spawned in. Really, the enhancement isn't super necessary on this build. I just like this one because it's got the gun critical hit damage increase. Any of these rolls that you can get gun critical hit damage or gun damage increases will be fine. Now our ordnance, you can use heavy ordnances, and I actually really like the new flat cannon. This one is crazy powerful, but I'm just using a Slippy here because this is pretty powerful in itself. We don't really need any of these. You could use the waterfall. It can come with the pulling augment, and even the any really roll works well. If you really want to min-max, the new bismuth tip dagger is great because you can get 8 charges on this. Every grenade will give an additional 15% radiation damage, and we do a lot of radiation damage. This is better on a red Harlowe skill tree, but it's still very powerful here. And I'm using the triple bypass. It's just really good. If you got the kill spring, the kill spring works great too, but using the triple bypass, it just gives you it's not needed on this because our specialization we don't need now with caffeine because we get our action skill back so quick, but it can be fun if you wanted something a little different. For firmware, high caliber 3 I really like for mobbing because it lets you pierce enemies with your bullets, and that is crazy strong. The best roll would be to go 3 Deadeye, 2 high caliber, because the critical hit damage increase from 3 Deadeye is really high. It's just a lot of work to farm that out, and I just think that high caliber works on pretty much any type of build, but the ideal one would be 3 Deadeye, 2 high caliber. And for weapons, I'm really a big fan of the new Constable, especially if you get a radiation override version. I also have an incendiary one. And the thing is, this thing eats your ammo quickly, but we have infinite ammo, so we don't have to worry. You can use the heavy ammo consumption guns and not have to worry. So Constable is one of my new favorites on Harlowe. The jailbroken Gatling is also great. I have this one with corrosive and fire, and that's a pretty nice roll because it counters shields and health. Jacobs and a shotgun loader makes this thing very powerful. And I also have the Herald, which I did do a quick video on because it is a little bit better than some people think, but it's mostly best against Thol because with this, you can just hit the multiple spread off on the targets. The Stripe is still one of the best weapons. This thing will auto aim onto targets. If you can get it with Ripper Jacobs, this is crazy because you don't have to aim and you can just take out enemies really quickly and easily while using this. It's a good weapon. The Flash Cyclone, which was added in the newest DLC, is really amazing on Harlowe as well. You can get it with Jacobs and Ripper and it shreds. The Dark Beast, one of my absolute favorite weapons in the game. With a shotgun loader and a Jacobs, it can also destroy bosses. It can also come with a Maliwan swapper, so you don't have to stick with just the corrosive. The Mantra here, if you can get this with the Jacobs and Ripper, this thing is also a crazy powerful weapon. If you're using this, you would want to use a different specialization here, like the Bare Arms, which will add melee damage onto gun damage. So basically, you double dip on your gun damage increases because that is a gun and a melee, so it takes both those increases. It's kind of crazy. But for our specializations, a Honed Vine gives you increased action skill critical hit chance. I like that with I am a gun, so we can get a bit extra damage out of our action skill, which is, it's nice. It's not high, but it's something. Contamination, so critical hits will increase the status effect application chance. This is crazy because we can apply statuses really quickly with that. You could also then take compounding afflictions here, which will increase the damage they take. These two go together pretty well because you can put a lot of statuses on the enemy because we're always critting. Riddle you this will give you 50% extra gun damage. This thing is quite nice as well. I really like the Constable shotgun though. This thing shreds, as you can see there. We're in Ultimate Vault Hunter 7 and it's just decimating every single boss. So I'll throw that into true mode. I'm not even using a shock or a corrosive one, which are strong against this boss. But why this is so powerful is that whenever you throw it out, especially with crits, it can chain around, but it's leaving little projectiles in its wake. So those can deal a little bit of extra damage here. And you can see it's powerful. This is a radiation one, so it's a little bit better against the shield there. Insane how powerful this weapon is. And here's the jailbroken Gatling, which was, this is a new weapon that's from the bosses here. It's not as crazy as the Constable, but it's still very powerful. I'm using one that's fire damage, so obviously that's not very good against this boss who is strong against fire here, but even still, it's decently powerful. It can come with a shotgun loader here, which gives it even further damage, and I love all the shotgun loaders in this game. They are plenty strong. Once we clear through this health bar, you're going to see it'll actually start shredding it a bit faster here, but it's no Constable. The Constable just absolutely busts in terms of its power output. This is the jailbroken Gatling, which increases its attack speed as you continually keep hitting enemies. It's pretty fun. I like this weapon a lot. I actually didn't have my action skill out there, but yeah, there we go. We're starting to shred again. Wow, getting knocked back. We do have a pretty good amount of sustain too with this build, but yeah, that is an updated build for Harlowe using a lot of these new pearlescent weapons and everything you saw there. You don't need any of the DLCs to be able to do that. I love this Constable. It is just so much fun. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe button below and we'll catch y'all in the next one.